Thanks very much for, I won't say coming out, for logging in to our meeting this afternoon. Before we start, I would just like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land where we are placed, the Wurundjeri people of the Woi Wurrung language group. We pay our sincere respects to the elders of the past who held their culture, elders of the present who strengthen their culture, and to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people that we engage with. Also, welcome to any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people in the room with us today. Our speaker today is Susan Palmer from the Gather Group, and it's really exciting, the subject we're going to be talking about. It is an app that Susan has developed with a grant. I'll let her tell you all about that in conjunction with us here at Caladenia. So thank you very much for joining us, Susan. We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks, Sarah. Hi, everyone. It's lovely to be here. Some of you may know, I'll go back to a little bit. So some of you might know Gather My Crew, and we've been around for a few years, supporting just people to coordinate informal care, no matter what's going on in their lives. And I guess what we're trying to do now is really build up targeted support and guidance for areas where it's recognised that specific continual support and care from family and friends can really make a meaningful and measurable difference. And one of the first areas that we're really looking at is dementia support. And luckily for us, through a grant through Equity Trustees and a wonderful partnership with Caladenia, we have over the past 6 months worked together to create a dementia-specific app that coordinates support and care from your own network of family, friends, neighbours and community. So we did that in partnership with people who, experts like Sarah, but also the lived experience experts, the carers who are out there doing the heavy lifting, came in and spoke to us in a series of focus groups, shared their stories, shared what they wanted in the app, and then we've kind of tried to create that. And it's very much a work in progress, and we take feedback, and it's a live app, so we can change and evolve as we go. And in fact, a whole lot of new content was uploaded last week. But the basic premise and goal of this app is to ensure that no one cares alone, and that family and friends and neighbours know what needs to be done, know as best they can how to do it, and really schedule in the help that's required so that carers don't do it alone. I've got a bit of a presentation, which I'm happy to run through. Does anyone have any questions before I just go straight to the presentation? No? All right. If I can share my screen, it's obviously super relaxed. So if you've got any questions, just shout out so that I can make sure that I answer them as part of the presentation, because I'm sure whoever's watching will also have the same questions. Is that okay? Just nod if you can see that. Okay, beautiful. All right, so this is what the app looks like. And as I said, it's all about getting the right help at the right time. So from family, friends and neighbours. You guys know this. And one of the things that we are doing with the technology is really recognising how hard it is perhaps particularly within our culture, to ask for help when you need it. We're known not to be great at it within Australia. We're fabulous at offering and giving help, but not really good at asking for it. So part of what we're trying to do here is make it easier to do all of those things by bringing technology into play. So the app makes it really easy to identify all the practical and emotional support that's needed, and then for family and friends to see it really clearly through the app and click and select the stuff that they can do to help. So it's been developed specifically for this caring journey. I mentioned Gather My Crew. Gather My Crew is out there, and it's available for everything from aged care to premature baby to disaster recovery, stroke, whatever it might be, which means that we can't target it and make it really specific. And that's the value of what we've created here, something really specific to this singular, well, it's not really a singular journey is different, but for the issue of dementia care. So people can use it to organise transport or respite or help around the home, social visits, grocery shopping. It's a very quick and easy way to communicate what's needed, particularly perhaps you're having a super bad day and something that you plan to do that day you can't leave the house. And you can quickly put something on the app and ask someone to bring something to you. Or it might be that you just need some respite coming up and you can organise and book someone just to come over for an hour to give you a rest, or maybe just sit in the other room so you can have a cup of tea. Whatever it is that you need, you can put it out there to your community and they can see the help that's required. So the app works by you download it, you invite family and friends, neighbours, anyone who's kind of like in the orbit who has suggested that they can help when you need it. Identify all those help and care needs. Goes through when you download the app, it goes through a series of questions to help people identify what it is that they need and where they are in their care journey so we can send the right content to them. It helps them coordinate their care tasks, and then also this sharing of information and guidance. And I know you guys would know this, but I was shocked to learn how few people know at the start of their journey about things like Dementia Australia or, things that I just assumed were common knowledge or that they might have been told about as part of their journey. A lot of them didn't know about this stuff. So the idea that even having links to such trusted sources like Dementia Australia within the app that people can access, and family and friends can go and find information about themselves because it's pushed to them in the app, has huge value. This is what it looks like. It's downloadable right now just by going to either Google Play or the App Store and looking for the Caladenia Dementia Care app. This is the questions that I mentioned. It takes through this. So you get a tailored help list that kind of is very permission giving and also encourages people to think really differently about the type of help that they're asking for. And this is based on other people's responses and from the focus groups that we did to really understand what people really needed but didn't feel comfortable asking for, I guess. So once you've gone through that process, this help list is something that you can then turn into a roster within the app. You might choose to do this straight away. You might not. We actually find now that a lot of people set it up, bring their family and friends, start. Oh, I'll go through this. Go send an invite. Then they spend some time in the chat. So they just kind of like set up a chat, explain what they're there for. People do lots of chatting and they might read a lot of the content. And maybe they get comfortable with the app like that before they go and ask for help. It's completely designed to be based on what the user wants and where they are and how comfortable they are. But people can use it in completely different ways. And we actually have some support crews that are just about having a chat with each other, keeping your network informed, uploading of scripts or making sure that the care plan is available for everybody to see, and then reading the content. And they might never add a task, but that's okay too, because by building that connection and community around you, you are sharing the caring load because you're sharing the information and what's going on. And then this is the specific content. This content has been developed within the app just for dementia care. And it's about helpful tips and guidance. I think I'm a clinician myself, and a lot of what happens within our health system, because we have such strong privacy and confidentiality laws, is the information on how to do a whole lot of caring sits with the person, the individual, or the primary carer. And then that places huge burden on them to then tell family and friends everything that's going on. And they become this person that everyone asks all the questions of, and they have to be the person that tells everything out to everybody else. And if we can just make that easier for them, reduce some of that burden, make sure the content's already available for family and friends to read and see and kind of like engage with themselves, you are reducing some of that burden that already sits on the carer. And that's also what we're trying to do here, as well as make sure that one of the other things is, when it comes to decision making, everyone's informed from the same type of information. So the only information that's in this app is evidence-based peak body information. We do a lot of linking out to that. And the reason that happens is because when you're making big decisions, you don't want someone to have gone down a Facebook rabbit hole, and they're making decisions based on Facebook information, and everyone else is making decisions based on verified evidence. So that's part of also what we're doing here. Just in terms of user feedback, this is broadly speaking not the Caladenia Dementia Care app, because we need to get more users on that before we can really measure the impact. But this is gather my crew data. Again, this is just for people who say yes, it does, or very much. This is not neutral information. If it was neutral information, it'd be 100% across the board, which means that there is nothing negative about promoting it. It can't have a negative impact. And in fact, for 95% of carers, it reduces the burden. It makes it easier to ask for help, easier to coordinate help. And I really love their last two here, which are about social isolation. And that occurs even if you don't ask for a single piece of help. You just know that people are there, they're part of the journey, and they're sharing some of that content. So what part of this project is, and this pilot that we're doing with Caladenia, is to try and get as many people using the app as possible, so we can then measure these outcomes for caring for dementia, which is going to be different. I don't know what the outcomes are going to be, but that's what we're interested to find out. How impactful is it with this population group? How much of a difference can we actually make? And we need people using the app to do that. These are questions that were commonly asked. It's funded by philanthropy. Thank you, Equity Trustees. Again, another call out. The data stored in AWS in Sydney. We don't sell any data. We do not promote advertising on the website. And we really do only exist to build support and connection. So when people are talking about it and the common fears, I think sometimes we put this up to make sure that those fears are allayed. I am the support desk as well, so it's not an outsourced support desk. It comes straight to me or one of my team, and the support links are both in the app, and there's a email there. And I'm just thinking, Sarah, we might put that on the website as well, so if people have got questions, they can come straight through to me as well. But that's it. That's the app. That's who we are and what we're trying to do. Before I shut out, is there any other people want me to go back to anything or explain something in any more detail? No? I'll stop sharing then. So that's the app.
Susan, at the moment, anyone, it doesn't have to be a Caladenia client, anyone can download this and use it, can't they?
Absolutely anyone, and the more people that use it, the better the project's going to be. So it's a free tool that's available to all of your clients, consumers, and would really encourage them to use it, because we know it makes a difference in other areas, and would love to be able to make a difference in this space too.
And Susan, when you were chatting to me about it in the early days, you gave an example. I'm not sure if it was about you or about somebody else who, and offering help, not being able to perhaps do a respite shift or drive someone to the doctor, but when people put their needs into the app, you can look through the list and go, oh, cook meals. Well, I'm cooking this weekend anyway. I could cook extra. So people feel they can assist in some way. I don't know. That appealed to me. That,
I think it's this idea of making it so simple and easy that everyone can contribute. Like, if you make helping and caring so easy, we can all do it. And what we've shown is we can increase the amount of help and care people get by about 300%. Not because all of a sudden people are more willing to care, but like you said, Sarah, by making it really clear about everything that's needed in a week, you can pick and choose the stuff that you want to do around your own busy lives, or the stuff that you have preference for doing. So someone might be more than happy to mow the lawns, but not necessarily comfortable having a cup of tea. That's okay. All of it helps. And that's, what we're trying to do here, make it really easy. We've also shown that oftentimes there's a flurry of help and support that comes within the first few weeks. But we have support crews in aged care that have been going on for 3 years. So we take that flurry of support and we extend it as long as possible.
Yeah. Ivona, you had a question?
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I tried to get this application and I was successful in my personal phone, which is that one. However, it doesn't work in my work phone. Do you think it's because the application is quite new or is another problem? It's not resolved when I type Caladenia Dementia Care. I don't have any results.
And is that an Android or an iPhone?
The work is Android and doesn't work, and my personal is iPhone, and I've got it.
I don't know why that would even be. How old's your Android? Is it an old work? How old's the work phone? Is it
It's
more than?
quite new. I think I was given last year, so I
Okay.
believe it's new. But in the app, it says that is it true that it's only 1 week old?
That's the last.
Application
No, that's the last
update.
updates. So something that you notice with our apps that you don't see on other apps is how frequently we're upgrading them.
Okay.
So we have an always on technical team and we are updating them all the time. So yes, we last pushed changes a week ago. Yep.
What about you, Amy? You've got the same phone. Can you try, Amy, on yours if it's working?
So
I haven't tried.
I can see it on the Google Play Store. Caladenia Dementia Care.
Yeah.
And we can see you can see that there have been downloads. So it's definitely let me ask the team if there's anything going on that we don't know about.
Oh, maybe we're having some limit from work not to upload
maybe to
application
download
by
apps.
our. That's probably maybe the
Ivona, maybe we can work together to see whether because I can use my Android and try, and we can ask IT to support, ask Matt.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Thanks.
It'd be also interesting to see if you can send an invite from the one on your iPhone to your Android to promote a download and see that as well.
Yes, I can
so
try.
You can play around with that and see if that makes any difference. But I will ask as well the tech team just to make sure there's not something going on that we're not sure about.
Yeah, but I had a feeling probably we are maybe restricted because it's work phone, not to do much and not upload too much. That would be shame if we can't use it. But I will try.
Well, it doesn't stop you promoting it though.
You're right.
And also don't just think about it in your work. You are welcome to share it with your families as well if anyone in your family, and it doesn't have to be dementia, but if you'd like a way to start caring for somebody, give it a go. Give it a go. Those people who are using it are our best advocates, I think, Susan, aren't they?
Always. Once you use it, I think also, well, once you hit, if someone gets told about it at the right time of their journey as well, it is so quick for someone to download it and use it because the need is so great. I think one of the challenges we've had so far getting people to use it is not quite talking to the right people. And so if you do have family, friends who are kind of in there wanting to help and, you do have some engagement with them, it'd be great to share it with not just the carers, but the family and friends around the carer as well, because they're often the ones that set it up and really are much more open about entering all the help that's needed. We find that across the board that it's the sister, it's the best friend, it's the neighbour who will really ask for the help that's needed rather than the person sometimes. I think something's going on in Caladenia because they're both frozen. Have just whoever's still on the call and able to hear, have you heard of Gather My Crew or anything like that before? Have you heard of any of our other technology?
No, not for me.
No?
No. This is my first time to hear about the app.
Oh, wow. So we've got 75,000 people using it.
Oh,
Not this
it's
version.
a very popular app for Dementia Network.
Gather My Crew is, but not the Caladenia one is not as well known, which is why I would really love you guys to share it. But it's not untested. You know, it's something that we know works and has been working really well. It's just we really want it to work for this population group, make a difference.
So this network, is it, you know, for the whole nation, you know, for the whole country, or just limited, you know, to Victoria?
Everybody. We want everyone to know about it. Because we're a charity. The purpose is just to be able to make a difference. So anyone, anywhere. So if you can share with your broader network that we've got this new way to support people, and it's free, we'd love that. We'd love that. Because what we really want to do is to have enough people using it that we can measure that it makes a real difference. And if you don't have enough people using it, you can never really measure that it's, you know, you want the evidence. You want the evidence to say it's working.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm also happy if you do your own presentations or in-services with your own teams, happy to do one for them as well, if that would be helpful. So you're both from
Villa Maria.
VMCH.
We MCH, yeah. But my role is care finder, and also I look after the hoarding program as well.
The which program?
Hoarding.
The hoarding program?
Yeah,
what's that?
I didn't hear about this.
Hoarding. You know, like people collect, you know, a lot of collection, hoarding and scholar program.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and so it's getting crazy, you know, more cases. And so we support them, you know, to declutter their collections. So
wow, that is so interesting.
Yeah, you can't believe people, you know, have that, you know, hoarding behavior and crazy and affecting both internal and external living environment, and also a very, very strong risk of causing fire.
Yeah, of course.
And also, you know, the home safety concern. So, yeah.
That is fascinating. So I'm a psychologist, so I find this so interesting. Do you see similarities or like similar types of people, or is it just everybody? It's not necessarily about being alone or older or
no. You know, if you are a psychologist, you know that, you know, some people, you know, have attachment, you know, with the objects, and that is a type of mental health. All right. So I got a case. She was diagnosed, you know, suffer from hoarding disorder. So there is a hoarding clinic.
I didn't
know
do
the assessment. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. That's so interesting.
So where do you base? Do you base in Victoria or other state?
In Victoria, yeah.
So which part of Victoria?
My clinic's in Brighton.
In Brighton. So we have a clinic, not our organization, but my client go to the clinic near Ashwood. You know, she lives in Ashwood, I think. Yeah. So she was diagnosed, and then that clinic can fund one of the decluttering services, you know, for her.
And that would be you. You'd be the decluttering service.
Yeah, we got funding, you know, should be under my aged care assessment. And then after the assessment, you know, if they were approved, you know, for hoarding, they will refer to the hoarding programs. So not only VMCH, you know, but the other organization may have, you know, the similar program. So what, you know, VMCH do is to provide short-term case management, and also provide some direct services like decluttering services, like one-off, you know, or choice, you know, services.
So interesting. I find that very interesting. I'm learning about the hoarding service, Sarah.
I can add some little more information. We have lots of clients who require and care support program that require some support with decluttering.
Yeah.
So it means some of them, they are really hoarders and some just have a normal clutter. And we find when we used to do with some people knowing in this area, like psychologists, that if it's related to mental problems,
Yeah.
Simply decluttering didn't work because very soon it becomes the same problem or even
They repeat again.
Yeah.
if there's no connection and conjunction with working with some specialists about their mental issues and getting them to cooperate, in this case, if not, the problems just exist and coming back again and again. So
Yeah.
I imagine it's anxiety. It's an anxiety disorder.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I just
apologies for us. Our internet and phones all went out.
So we are talking about the program, hoarding program.
Yeah, good. The more of us that know, the better.
So I was surprised.
So I just have network meeting, with the council, two council, Knox City Council and Maroondah Council. So they are also concerned about the growing number of people's, having, hoarding behavior. So we plan, we want to, work out, some strategy, not only providing, the decluttering services, but ongoing like counseling from psychology or from mental health, counselor, that sort of thing, because, if we only, pay, one off decluttering, but their behavior, repeat again, and then they collect the rubbish again.
Yeah. We were also talking before, just when you guys have dropped out, that this is back to the app as well. It's a national, it's available nationally. So I was just encouraging anyone who comes onto the call, if they, and maybe for those councils as well, Amy, you can let them know about it as well, that the app is available to everybody.
You can forward the information or the link to me. I can, forward to the council people.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
maybe Sarah, you forward the information to me, and then I can circulate, to at least 2 or 3 council.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
That'd be amazing.
Any other questions? No.
Not at this stage.
I'm so sorry we dropped out. You've obviously dealt with all the exciting stuff while we weren't here. Luckily, it came back fairly quickly. Suzanne, thank you so much for coming today. I really, really appreciate it. Particularly as it was sort of only a week's notice. So I really appreciate it. I will edit the video and put it up on YouTube. I will let everybody know when that's there. You are welcome to share any of our videos with any of your colleagues who you think might be interested. You are also welcome to share the invitation to this meeting with anybody. We do get a lot of people who view it afterwards, but it would be great if we had more people here for we have some wonderful presenters, including today's presenter. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, and thanks for all the work you do, guys.
Thanks, Susan.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks, Susan, for your presentation.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
very
Sarah.
much.
Bye.
Okay, bye.